Oh, shoot. Wait a second. Is my mic muted? Hey, Zach. Okay, it's not muted. You can hear me. Okay. Hold the phone. You can hear me. Okay, good. Bro, I'm such a boomer. Mic check. Yeah, okay, you guys, you know what's embarrassing? I was literally talking as like the background that gets ready for the stream. At 5, I was talking, like not realizing that I forgot you have to press like add stage in order for yours to come up. So I was just talking as though you guys could hear me or as if my thing had been added and it hadn't. Embarrassing. Okay. How is everyone today? How is everybody doing? Can we get a field check? Bro, is it just me? Or does this thing where I can see the comments, your guys' comments, does it move insanely slow? Like, hello, Kinslayer. I don't know. Is it me? Is it my end? Or are you guys not writing? Or do the comments just move incredibly slow? Oh, sorry to hear that, Zach, that you had a long week. That's such a bummer. It's slower than yes. Needed bench. I have a question. What is the benefit to block every celebrity from social media? Oh, gotcha. Okay, so hey, Zero from the Middle East. Woohoo! The reason why we're blocking the celebrities, you guys, is to send a shock. Like that's the reason. Because what you guys need to understand, and I'm actually writing a song about this right now. So, which by the way, side note, sorry, I know I get distracted. I need to find somebody to help me find like either like an audio engineer or somebody who's good with like editing music, because I need a little bit of help with it for the editing or the production part. But anyway, I'm writing a song about this. Okay. To get back to the question that Needed Bench wrote, the reason why we're doing this is because celebrities are the most visible, right? So there's a lot of things that we could do, people we could block, things that we should be protesting, companies, corporations, our politicians, all that. But when we're trying to reach regular people, what do regular people do? They usually check out by binging on celebrity culture. You know what I mean? So by sending a shock, the point is to send a shock to the celebrities because they don't give a fuck if you died. Like literally, they don't care about you at all. All they care about is your eyeballs, your attention, and your dollars. And they're refusing to speak out about what's happening in the world. They refuse. And so as a result of that, we are collectively coming together to send a shock to them. Flux, you are right. I should do notifications for upcoming live streams, but I don't know how to do that. Sorry, you guys. Here's the thing. I am like the least technically savvy person ever, and I'm trying to do all of this by myself. So like half the things I don't even know how to do. Anyway, you're right, Zach. They are like vultures. So basically the point is that we're supposed to, oh, you're right, Zach. I should have a Discord. I don't even barely know how to use Discord. I'm such a boomer. Anyway, anyway, the point is to send a shock to them to get their attention. And by getting their attention, then they may start speaking out about something and actually helping some of the causes that we're working on. I don't know how many of you have heard about Operation Olive Branch, but we've been trying to get heavily visible influencers and celebrities to talk about Operation Olive Branch, and they have refused. So the only way to actually get their attention is to block them or to stop giving them our money and our attention. That's how they make money. That's how this economy is run. And the reason why we do this together is because obviously, just like boycotts, it has no impact if we don't do it together, right? It's not going to have an impact if we don't do it together. In the same way that if you're just randomly boycotting Walmart, it's not going to have an impact. These types of actions have to be collective. So if we're going to do the blocking of the celebrities thing, then we need to do the blocking of the celebrities thing all together, right? So like coming together, all of us, and doing the blocking the celebrities together will send a shock to some of them because you following them matters. They want to sell shit to you. They want to profit off your views. So by us coming all together and doing that, even if it makes a small dent, you would be surprised at how narcissistic these celebrities are. Even if it only made a small dent, they only lost like 300,000 followers. Let's just say they lost 300,000 followers. That would be enough for them. Some of them, that'd be enough for them to start speaking up. And the perfect example, okay, that I have for this is that Lizzo finally said something, okay? We've been on Lizzo's ass for months about the fact that she wouldn't talk about Palestine and criticized her for performing at Genocide Joe's fucking elite fundraiser, okay? And she wasn't saying shit. And yes, she went to the Met Gala and that was so fucked up. But then yesterday, she finally posted a video raising awareness about the GoFundMe's and Operation Olive Branch. Now, let me clarify something because I feel like some folks are like, oh, well, you know, she waited too late and blah, 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 blah. And we shouldn't care because she didn't say anything before. It's like, listen, no one is telling you to simp for her. No one is telling you that you have to, you know, now all of a sudden love her again and buy all of her shit. All we're saying is it is a good thing that if you pressure someone to do the right thing and they actually do it, we should be encouraging that. That doesn't mean that we forget about all the shit that she didn't do or the fact that she performed at those shows and went to the Met Gala. But what it does mean is if we're trying to do a pressure campaign, then we need to acknowledge and take the W when the pressure campaign works. I hope all of that made sense. That's why we're doing it. You're right about the Discord. Jenna Ortega showed support to Palestine and Gaza. That's good. She could definitely be doing more, though. The stories are not enough. Macklemore, yeah. I like his song. That was one of the things that we were talking about on TikTok today with boycotting and blocking celebrities is how we should be uplifting that song as well. All right, so I hope that made sense to everybody. What we were just talking about as far as like why we're doing the boycotts. Hey, Ruben. Hey. Okay, so I asked you guys some things that you wanted to talk about yesterday, and I got a bunch of different responses. But one of the things that, yes, I agree, Zach. You can follow Macklemore on Spotify. Follow me on Spotify too. While you're at it. Oh, that's awesome, Nar. Okay, guys, so we're going to get started into the news. I want to go over the psychotic what is his name? Yes, I agree, Zach, but it should be meaningful. You know what I mean? One of the things I want to go over today that was really, really crazy was the interview with Moab. Oh, yeah, somebody asked me to talk about that too. We will. I know who you're talking about. I forget her name. It was the psychotic woman who literally was like threatening America to be like, actually, like, if you don't give us like what we want, it was so psychotic. So yeah, we'll talk about that. In fact, we'll talk about that first. And then I want to talk about Moab what is his Hussein Yousef, who is the son of Hamas leader, co-founder, and his Mosab, son of Hamas, son of Hamas. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that lunatic. Just a person. Okay. Yes, Nar, we're going to talk about that insane interview that he did, where he was like going off in line, because I feel like we also need to do some fact checks. I saw what happened in Malmo, Sweden. I thought it was really awesome how people were protesting it. I don't know if maybe you're talking about people that were going to Eurovision, but actually I really liked seeing all the people protesting it. Of course, Ben Shapiro was the son of Borat. All right, guys. All right, so we're going to get started. We'll do the lunatic from the Likud first. And then we'll do Moab. Yeah, he was awful to Abby. And then we'll get to something else if you guys want to get to something else. But let's start that first. Does anyone remember, so I can grab the clip, the name of the woman from the Likud that was threatening us? What was her name? Does anybody remember her name? Bros, I've needed to do my nails like so bad recently, but I haven't yet because I've been writing this song and I need my short fingers for my guitar. Anyway, no one asked. Not important. No one gives a fuck. Oh, damn, I put it in the comment. No, I know you did. It was like Talia something. I felt like her name was... Oh, my Spotify is just Blakely. It's just Blakely. Just my name. Yeah, guys, please follow me on Spotify too. And actually, while you're at it, before we get into this clip, we're going to get into this clip. Oh, thank you, Daniela. That's really nice. I really appreciate that. Thank you for saying that about my songs. Talia Gottlieb, that is her name. That is her name. Okay. So let's pull that up. Wait. Okay. Talia. Is that how you spell it? Talia Gottlieb Likud. Oh, you know what? I might have to pull it up on Twitter because I don't see it on YouTube. Let me check Twitter. Talia Gottlieb. Am I spelling it wrong? I'm not seeing it. Talia Gottlieb. Am I spelling it wrong? Yeah, Tamper, she was the one who said that. I'm looking for her like deranged thing and I'm like not even seeing it. But I know it has to be on Twitter. Talia Gottlieb Likud. Bro, Twitter's search function sucks. Like, it just sucks. In fact, I know it's on Twitter because I remember I shared it yesterday. Like, I shared it. I know I shared it yesterday. Oh, it's Tali. Is it Tali? Tali Gottlieb. Yes, okay, guys. Okay, it's Tali Gottlieb. But you know what's bullshit or so lame? Is that Twitter's search function sucks. Like, it sucks. Like, if you're searching on Twitter, it should be like Google, where if you mess up the name, it should give you suggestions. But then Google just goes, Twitter just goes, we can't find it. Please. Okay. All right. Let me make sure that you guys can hear it.
לארצות הברית. יש לנו טילים לא מדויקים, ויש לנו את הזכות להתגונן.
Can you guys hear it? Yes, okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right. So it sounds like most of you guys already know, like, it sounds like most of you guys already know the context for this, that Biden was threatening and to stop one weapon shipment, which is the reason why I didn't make content about it either on TikTok or on here or anything, because no cookies for him. We're not going to give him all this credit because he stopped one shipment of 2,000-pound bombs. Like, I know the media is acting like it's the end of the world. The Republicans are acting like it's the end of the world. The right wing is, guys, the right wing is literally calling him Hamas because he's paused one shipment, one. And fucking Ted Cruz is like, he's Hamas. They're Hamas. Joe Biden's Hamas. Ben Shapiro's like, he's Hamas. It's so embarrassing. Okay. So he paused the one shipment, and these motherfuckers are so entitled. It is so, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. Like, yes, you're right, Tamar. It is. It's just propaganda. It's meant to appeal to base voters. He's already sent them so many weapons they don't even need anymore. Okay? So it's just that, and it's insane. But the entitlement from these leaders in Israel is so amazing to me. I have never seen anything like it. I have never seen the amount of fucking entitlement from another government or country than I've seen from them. Okay? All right. So we're going to watch this. Just before we do, I just want to encourage everybody to like the stream, share the stream, subscribe, and if you can, join my Ko-Fi, which is like it's like a kind of like Patreon, but like not as shitty as Patreon. And become a member there, please, and make sure that you sign up for notifications and stuff and all of that. And also feel free, if you want to, it's always appreciated, but obviously you don't have to send super chats during this live. Okay, enough of that. Let's go.
ארצות הברית מאיימת שהיא לא תיתן לנו טילים מדויקים. וואלה.
Oh yeah?
יש לי חדשות לארצות הברית. יש לנו טילים לא מדויקים. ויש לנו את הזכות להתגונן. אז אולי במקום להשתמש בטיל מדויק ולהוריד חדר ספציפי, או בניין ספציפי, אני אשתמש בטילים הלא מדויקים שלי. ואני פשוט אמוטט 10 בניינים. 10 בניינים. 10 בניינים. זה מה שאני אעשה. ארצות הברית מאיימת שהיא לא...
That's fucking deranged. Okay? That's fucking deranged. That is disturbing as hell. Yeah. All right. I'm going to play it again for those of you who can't see it and just read it because it's so deranged. It needs to be read. Read the subtitles, I mean, and I'll mute it. Okay, so she says, the U.S. is threatening not to give us precise missiles. Oh, yeah? Well, I got news for the U.S. We have imprecise missiles and we have the right to defend ourselves. So maybe instead of using precise missiles and taking down a specific room or a specific building, I'll use my imprecise missiles and I'll just collapse 10 buildings. 10 buildings. 10 buildings. That's what I'll do. Absolute psychotic lunacy. Absolute psychotic lunacy. Yeah, genuinely. First of all, It's there's so many things to critique, you know? There's so many things to critique. She is the worst of humanity. Just like you guys, the entitlement though, the entitlement. And I love, she's literally threatening us. She's literally threatening us. She's like, the US is threatening not to give us precise missiles. Oh yeah? Well, I'll use my imprecise missiles to take down 10 buildings. I'll kill more Palestinians. I'll crush more babies' heads. That's who this person is. And she's not alone. Because did you guys see Ben Gavir's tweet? That fucking... Oh, I need to stop swearing so much. Ben Gavir. I don't remember how to spell his name. I think this is him. Where is it? I think I put it on my profile, actually. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Do you guys see that? Oh, thank you, Ruben, for the super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Did you guys see that tweet? So Ben Gavir, who is a war criminal, okay? Absolute war criminal, psychopath, sociopath, lunatic, child murderer, okay? And because of what Biden said about pausing this one shipment of precise missiles, he said, Biden, Hamas heart Biden. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And it's really funny because you know how like the right wing would always go, and they still go, the United States is weak. It's weak. And whenever they say that, they mean we're not killing enough people. Like that's what they mean. Like when they're like the United States is weak, they mean like we're not killing enough people, you know? But in this case, this is actual proof at how weak they are. Like the right wing will say that Biden is weak because he's not kissing Israel's ass enough. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, Biden is so weak because he's not capitulating and licking the toes of Netanyahu enough. But what weakness really looks like is Ben Gavir, a war criminal and a actual terrorist. They love to talk about terrorism. Love to talk about, he's an actual terrorist, okay? Like unironically. And him saying Hamas is Biden is something that everybody in the United States should have spoken out about. Everybody should have put him in his place, okay? Everybody should have put him in his place. Everybody should have spoken out. Have you guys heard anybody speak out? Has anybody heard anybody from the State Department speak out? From the press office? Biden, Congress members? Bueller? I'm not hearing anyone. Yeah. Totally embarrassing. Pathetic and feckless. Pathetic and feckless. Bro, how is my coffee already cold? Yeah, not a peep. Not a peep. Although I'm glad somebody posted this meme. This is one of my favorite memes. Oh, it's so good. All right. Let's watch this Piers Morgan thing.
Did you believe her? There are sort of three possibilities. Truthful.
We're keeping the pressure up, the military pressure on Hamas.
Because
organization has embedded
the deaths of the civilians.
Oh my gosh. Could you slurp any louder? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't know, this lunatic over here on the right is Mosab Yousef, who is the son of one of the Hamas co-founders. He is also a Israeli spy. So, yeah, he's totally unhinged. He lies in this interview multiple times. He screams and he tries to basically dehumanize the Palestinians. He tries to say they don't exist, which I can't really think of a worse way to try to dehumanize someone. I mean, I guess I can't think of worse ways, but one of the worst ways to try to dehumanize someone is to basically say that they don't exist, right? Like you're literally depersoning them by saying like you're not even here, you're not even real, you know? And yes, he does have googly eyes, like crazy eyes. Like his eyes are like evil. Like how some people have dead eyes, some people have evil eyes. He has evil eyes. Somebody posted that he reminded them of Rasputin from the cartoon Anastasia, and I was like, oh, kind of, a little bit. Yeah. And he is Palestinian, but he doesn't refer to himself as Palestinian because he is a paid anti-Arab Israeli spy shill. So he just calls himself Arab. Yeah, so Abby Martin is a journalist. Somebody asked, who is Abby Martin? Abby Martin is a journalist, and she's actually been covering Palestine and what's been happening in Gaza for a long time. She's been talking about it for years. She made a documentary about Gaza in 2019. So, yeah, she's done really good work on it. All right, so let's watch this absolute clown who sold out his own people. Just total garbage human. My hope is that through all of this, that people start waking up to the fact that, like, you know, for years and years and years in this country, we have had identity politics used as a weapon, especially in America, especially in the West. And they'll use identity politics as a shield to criticize their own people. They'll use identity politics as a shield to hurt their own people from whatever group you're talking about. And they'll also use it as a way to pretend like they're making progress in certain areas of life for us when they're not. So this loser is just a total betrayal of everyone, okay? He's garbage. That's that. And by the way, he's unhinged because as you'll see in this interview, you know how there's always that trope about how women can't control their emotions? Abby Martin is so calm during this and collected, and he's losing his shit. He's hysterical as fuck. That
is getting Israel so much unpopular and to simultaneously compare yourself favorably to other civilian death ratios in war seem to me staggering.
Indeed. I mean, especially since we have seen the comparison as the dust has been settling real time on our phones, we see Israel has committed, in fact, some of the most heinous war crimes in modern history, Piers. And as we're seeing the invasion now of Rafah cutting off the last vestige of escape for Palestinians, the last vestige of aid delivery, 1.3 million Palestinians, including 600,000 children, with nowhere left to go. This is what Palestinians were told was a safe corridor. That is why they all fled to Rafah. Rafah has been bombarded for the last several weeks, killing dozens of people every day. So I think at this point, 6 months into a genocide, to be deliberating whether or not Israel should continue with this onslaught, this military operation that will result in mass slaughter to continue their ethnic cleansing of Gaza is frankly absurd, patently so, considering what we've seen them do just in the last several weeks.
Yeah, you're right, source.
Evidence of summary executions of doctors, evidence of mass graves, hundreds of bodies bound, dozens of men, women, and children bound, evidence, according to the UN, of Palestinians buried alive, using drones to lure out Palestinians with sounds of crying children so they could be shot and killed. I mean, this is unparalleled in modern history, actually. And the devastation that's occurred in the Gaza Strip, according to the UN, will take 80 years to rebuild without conditions. So at this point, Israel needs to be stopped before they continue this horrific onslaught, Piers.
Mosab, I'll get you to respond to what Abby just said, but just your response to that interview with an Israeli government spokesman, because I got to say,
he literally looks like a killer.
He would be so certain how many Hamas terrorists the IDF have killed, but admit he had no idea how many civilians have been killed, given that it's the deaths of the civilians that is getting Israel so much unpopular reaction around the world.
First of all, this is my theory on this guy really quick, because we're talking about him, okay? I think this guy is a demon, okay? Now, I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I'm a very spiritual person, all right? I am a Christian, non-denominational, okay? Not evangelical. Fuck evangelical Christians. But I'm a non-denominational Christian, and so I'm very spiritual in these ways. I do believe people can be evil, and I think that there is a particular kind of evil that happens when you sell out your own family, your own people in order to profit. And him selling out his own people, his own family in order to profit, that makes one have evil eyes. That's just my theory. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these demons. That woman that we just watched that tweet of, she was a demon too.
Because we cannot send the Israelis to Rafah and to dangerous zones to collect statistics and count the numbers. It's a very dangerous zone. Israel is looking from the outside.
It's a very dangerous zone, so we got to make sure that we don't send the Israeli troops in, their tanks in, but all the civilians can be there. Like, are we hearing how insane this is? So it's too dangerous for soldiers in fucking full military gear, but it's not too dangerous for a 4-year-old. Make it make sense, okay?
And also, who said that Israel is only responsible for the killing of Gazans? Mostly Hamas responsible. First of all, for taking human shields.
Human
shields! Booby traps. How could you differentiate the death that was caused by an airstrike?
You know what we need to do? You know what we need to do, okay? I want you guys to do this in the comments after the video is done, the live, is we should write out all of the lines that they use, like their talking points that they always use. And like, just so we have it and like make it a thread so we always have it. And one of them is the human shields routine. First of all, the UN has investigated this. There is no evidence that any Hamas militant has used them as human shields. Who uses them as human shields is Israel. Like literally, we saw that report from a couple of weeks ago where there was a soldier who was trying to get a family out of a house and they used like a 15-year-old Palestinian boy who was blindfolded to get them to come out. Okay? So we're talking about human shields. Get the hell out of here. So yeah, that's one of their favorite talking points. Human shields, but Hamas, Israel has a right to defend itself. Like, yes, AK, yes, Hasbaro bingo. Yes, that is what we need to do. How do you make a bingo card? We need to like make a bingo card and create the Hasbara. Maybe we can do that in Discord. You know what I'm going to do after this live? I am going to, after this live, I'm going to start a Discord and invite everybody, and we can maybe make a Hasbara bingo card together. I love that idea. Absolutely love that idea. Who is banging on my door? I don't answer the door. Okay. Yeah, they literally have a ministry of propaganda. But you know what I find amazing about it, though, you guys, is no, seriously, I'm bar bingo. Yes, okay, so I'm gonna make a Discord and we're gonna do that in there. We'll make a bingo card. It'll be fun. Okay, so you know what the thing though that I love about that is that they haven't updated their talking points. You know what I mean? Like they haven't updated them. They still use the same talking points that they have from Frank Luntz in like 2009 and some that go back all the way to the 50s. Like embarrassing. Come up with some new talking points, Playboy. All right, sorry, back to this lunatic. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm pausing so much, but it's like we watch it and then I want to like talk about it with you guys. Which is kind of the point, but I know that sometimes people can pause too much. Yeah.
Strike or by Hamas death trap. How do we know the difference?
Well, yeah, but
in
the
war,
point I would make,
people
though,
die.
yeah,
Listen to me. All this moral, Piers, no, listen to me. All this dilemma, you're going with your whatever morality. This is war. In war, people die. You need to wake up to this reality, accept it. Stop this denial. We are in the face of savages who hijacked and.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Why is he screaming like that? It's not a war. It's a genocide. We all know that. It's an ethnic cleansing. But I do love how he's like, it's a war! It's a war! It's like, whoa. Can you calm down? There's no one here. You're alone. You're alone in a studio. You don't need to keep screaming. Thank you. It's a war with Hamas!
An entire society. This is a very difficult war.
Society!
No other army can do the job, and I'm not willing to risk thousands of lives of foot soldiers to deal with this type of savages who hijack the entire society. 100,000 people could have died. Israel is doing everything they could. Don't reduce it to the point. Do you have statistics? Who cares?
Well, actually,
Egypt,
no, I think they're missing my point.
Authority,
Yeah, Mosab.
Jordan,
all right.
The Arab world don't want Hamas at whatever cost.
Mosab.
Whatever it costs, we want to remove Hamas from power.
Okay, I understand that. That's a different question. My point is why...
Do you?
Well, why does... My question is this for you. Why is it that, if, as you say, Israel has no way of working out who's being killed here, and I know all about war. My brother served in wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. My brother-in-law served in wars. My grandfather served in wars. My uncle served in wars. I don't need a lecture about what warfare is, but I do find it surprising that Israel's official spokesman, months and months into this war, is able to tell me immediately how many Hamas terrorists have been killed by Israeli forces, but admits he hasn't got a clue how many civilians have been killed. And I'm sorry, I think most viewers will find that stunning. You say Israel has no way of checking, but they seem to have a way of checking how many Hamas they're killing, Mosab.
Listen, it's Israel's responsibility to know the death of their own citizens. This is their responsibility. I think your question was absurd. This is why you put him on the spot. He was not prepared for it. But this is not provocation. The reality on the ground. The reality on the ground, Hamas must...
Hamas! Thank you, Indigo Moon, for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I know. I love how Abby Martin is unfazed as well. First of all, I like how he's like, wait. I like how Piers Morgan is not bothered by the fact that he's just calling it a war. He's just like, no, don't lecture me about war. I know about war. And then this guy's a psycho. He's a psycho.
My brother-in-law served in wars. My grandfather served in wars.
And then
all embarrassing. And then all
embarrassing. It's embarrassing that he's defending the spokesperson that couldn't give a number because they're fucking liars. Like, he's like, we know exactly how many Hamas terrorists we've killed. 13,000. And he's like, well, do you know how many civilians you've killed? No. Where's the door? Like, it's so ridiculous. It's laughable. Their lies are laughable. And the only reason why they don't get made fools of more is because they don't get questioned. Piers Morgan is not adversarial to the Israeli regime. He's not. He's sympathetic to the Israeli regime. But look at how him just asking a few questions, just doing a few pushbacks, just doing a few follow-ups, and that guy totally crumbled and fell apart. That is what happens to the Israeli regime when you question them. The reason why they don't fall apart more often is because of the fact that they don't get questioned by our media. Our media just accepts whatever they say. Our media just accepts hook, line, and sinker whatever they say. But if you do just a little pushback, they completely fall apart. Daniela, I am writing a song about Palestine. I don't know if you were earlier on the live, but I actually am in the process of writing a song about Palestine right now. And I was saying at the beginning of this, if anybody knows like of a good producer or somebody who can quickly work and can help with like production, that would be great. And let me know who they are, because who's affordable, obviously, you know, I would need somebody who's affordable to help me with the production side, because I'm doing the songwriting, I'm doing the singing, I'm doing the arrangement, but like I need some help with the production. So anyway, yeah, I am working on it, And let me know if you know anybody that can actually help with that in video production. Blakely, we want to see you on Piers Morgan. You guys, I want to go on too. I want to go on too and fight with a Zionist. I want to go on too. Like, seriously, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I want to go on there and fight with a Zionist. Nar, I am both. I sing and I write music. I would love to debate the son of Hamas and wear the green, you know, the green band. And do the green band. No, well, guys, if I ever am going to do this, I need people's help, you know, because all these people only respond to like crowdsourcing. So like, I would need like a crowd swell of people to like start a campaign to get me on, you know? Anyway, let's keep going through this psychopaths video.
What warfare is. But I do find it surprising that Israel's official spokesman, months and months into this war, is able to tell me immediately how many Hamas terrorists have been killed by Israeli forces, but admits he hasn't got a clue how many civilians have been killed. And I'm sorry, I think most viewers will find that stunning. You say Israel has no way of checking, but they seem to have a way of checking how many Hamas
Absolutely, Dale.
Listen, it's Israel's responsibility to know the death of their own citizens. This is their responsibility. I think your question was absurd. This is why you put him on the spot. He was not prepared for it. But this is not politician. The reality on the ground. The reality on the ground, Hamas must go. The only side want Hamas to stay is the Iranian Ayatollah. And for some stupid reason, Karen in America wants Hamas to stay. But the Arab world, let me tell you something. Jordan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the majority of the Arab world. We are Arabs.
First of all, thank you so much, Cheria. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. You guys are the reason why I'm even able to do this. I love you all. All of you guys have been the reason why I've been able to even do content creation and, you know, make my songs and do political analysis and do my comedy sketches and my parodies, making fun of all these clowns. So you guys are the best. I love you. Let's get back to making fun of this clown. Did you guys catch that? How he called her Karen? Like, no. Listen, googly eyes. You don't get to culturally appropriate, or whatever the fuck they call it, co-opt, the funny saying that was started from Black people to specifically refer to like middle-aged white women who would call the police on them for like having a cookout or like walking their dog. Like that is where Karen originated from. So this clown stealing it and trying to rework it to call a Palestinian activist and journalist a Karen. Bitch, be gone. Be gone. Be gone, Satan. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. He probably got that. He probably thought he nailed that. He's like, nailed it. Gotcha.
Arab. We are not Palestinians. We don't want Hamas. We don't want Islam. We want Islamists out of power.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
All right.
Okay. I don't know if there are any Palestinians in my audience right now, but like, that's not true. That's a lie, right? We don't want to be Muslim. Like, that's not a thing. Why is he trying to make that a thing? There are a lot of Palestinians who are Muslim. I know not all of them are. There are Palestinian Christians. There have been Palestinian Jewish people. But like the idea that like we as Arabs, because he doesn't like saying Palestinian, we as Arabs aren't Muslim. What? You know, the reason why they do this is because they're always trying to fearmonger about Islam. Because they want to convince Americans on the other side of the fucking world that like Sharia law is nigh. Like it's, you know, Sharia law is around the corner. Yeah, he does. He just lies effortlessly. Phantom, who is Palestinian, said, yeah, they're obviously lying. Yeah, 100%. Just wanted to confirm. Yeah, okay. There are people now telling me right now in the comments that you guys are in fact Muslim and he is a giant liar. Like, Oh my gosh. He's such a joke. Look at his googly eyes. Are you guys seeing this? Let me see if I can make this bigger. Can I? No. Okay. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but like where I paused it, it's like insane googly eyes.
They have been killing Jewish and Arab children.
Right.
This is not your game. This is not her game. It's not about statistics.
It's not a game.
It's about doing the correct thing of removing Hamas from power.
Mosab,
end of the story.
Let me interrupt, because you quoted Saudi Arabia in your rant there. So let me read you a statement from the Saudi Foreign Ministry. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs expresses the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's warning of the dangers of the Israeli occupation forces targeting the city of Rafah as part of a systematic bloody campaign to storm all areas of Gaza Strip and displace its residents towards the unknown in light of a lack of safe zones after the massive destruction caused by the Israeli war machine. The ministry affirms the kingdom's categorical rejection of the occupation forces' continued blatant violations of international resolutions, calling for the cessation of these massacres and their violation of international law and international humanitarian law without deterrence, which exacerbates the humanitarian crisis and limits international peace efforts. The ministry renewed the kingdom's demand for the international community to intervene immediately to stop the genocide carried out by occupation forces against defenseless civilians.
I do like, though, how this guy just keeps shamelessly lying. Like, they just keep trying, like, shamelessly lying. He's like, Egypt is supporting what the IOF is doing, you know? Egypt is supporting what they're doing, and so is Saudi Arabia. No, they're not. Both Egypt and Saudi Arabia put out statements about it. Yeah, this guy's too much of a coward to actually debate a Palestinian.
And the occupied Palestinian territories. So when you say all Arabs agree with you, Mosab, actually they don't. That is the Saudi Foreign Ministry saying they want it to stop right now.
As we speak, the intelligence services of the Arab world, all of them in a joint operation room with Israel to rid of Hamas. I don't care about some politician trying to make a political statement. It's false. The reality on the ground, we don't want Hamas. We don't want Islamists. We don't want this anarchy.
The reality on the ground, he doesn't even live in Gaza. What do you mean the reality on the ground? Just trying to know.
Revolution without a moral compass. We don't want to globalize it. We don't want to bring it to the United States. The game is over. Hamas is out, and their death warranty has been issued. It's a finished job.
All right,
and we're going into Rafah.
All dramatic. They're finished and their death warrant has been issued. Oh my gosh, this guy's literally Mossad.
And we are going to eliminate every last one of them.
Let me bring in Abby. Abby, you've been listening to this. I mean,
look at her face. She didn't believe what a clown he is.
And Israelis want to eliminate Hamas completely, because this is a terror group who are wedded to the eradication of Israel and everybody in it. In fact, they have reiterated.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong, Mo. I wasn't saying he speaks for any of you guys. I know he doesn't speak for you. This guy's a psycho and a sellout, and he doesn't even think that Palestinians exist. Even though he is Palestinian, he is a traitor. I just wanted to confirm with all you guys who are in here who are Palestinian that, like, he's lying when he says that Palestinians want to reject Islam and being Muslim. Like, bullshit. He's just, so when he says that, he's trying to pander to the West, because the West has been so thoroughly like brainwashed into being afraid of Islam, because everyone's brain broke after 9/11. And so you can mention anything having to do with Islam after 9/11 and people like shit their pants. So he is trying to appeal to the West with that, as the Israeli spy that he is. Okay.
Rated publicly through their official spokesman a desire to commit as many October the 7th as they can. So I completely understand why Israel wants to get rid.
Tamer, I think that he is Palestinian. I think that it is true that he was born in the occupied West Bank and he is the son of one of the Hamas co-founders. But, you know, there's always that saying, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. He's a traitor. He's a traitor to his own people. And, you know, it just took a couple bucks from the Israeli regime to totally throw his entire community under the bus. There are, unfortunately, people like that. There's a lot, you know. There are a lot of people that will happily throw their entire community off of a fucking cliff if it can make them a little money and give them a little privilege and power. You know, that's why we say, I feel like when people talk about like they don't understand, like they'll like talk about white supremacy and think like it's just means like white people thinking that they're supreme. It's like, no, white supremacy is like a whole system. It's like a whole structure. You don't actually have to just be white looking to be doing the work of white supremacy. Like anybody can be doing the work of white supremacy, including this clown and Israeli propaganda and Western imperialism.
Of these terrorists. The question is, how do they do that without killing many, many more civilians? As we saw from the Saudi statement, there are many Arab countries now in the region increasingly concerned that if there is a full attack on Rafah, which has 1.5 million people, a lot of civilians are going to die.
He's like,
right, and you know, to your point before, I think the death toll is actually vastly undercounted, considering how we have not even began to excavate the bodies under the rubble. So I would say that the death toll is a vast undercount. As far as Mosab's point about Hamas, I think that, you know, Mosab is the Palestinian who hates Palestinians. He's developed a lucrative career being able to lie about basic facts about this conflict.
Exactly.
And so when he says Palestinians or Hamas, what he really means is all Arabs and all Muslims. In fact, I've seen that plain as day in his social media and talks. He thinks that all Muslims are terrorists. And so, I mean, this is credit to the point that he is actually...
Hey, isn't it kind of amazing, you guys, how as he's talking, first of all, she's 100% spot on right there. He's the Palestinian who hates Palestinians. And he's made a lucrative career off of lying about what's going on and profiting off the graves of his own people. Okay? 'Cause that's who this is. That's who Rasputin over here is. First of all, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that he looks almost like he's a photo here? Like as she's talking and he's on video, it's not a still photo. He looks so crazy that he looks like he's a still photo. Watch.
Credited to jailing
He's not
what is called
talking,
the Mandela, the Palestinian Mandela.
Like insane.
Marwan Barghouti, this is the guy who he put in prison 20 years ago, who was marching side by side with Israeli peace activists denouncing Hamas killing civilians. So again, I mean, when we're looking at someone who's worked for Israeli intelligence, who spouts the same rhetoric as Israelis, who say Hamas, but what they really mean is all Palestinians, I mean, it's really hard to debate someone on the fundamental reality and the principles of, you know, the facts of this conflict. Now, to your point, Piers, about what should they do about Hamas, I reject the premise of Israel's genocide. I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, Hamas is a terrorist organization and they need to be eradicated. Of course, that's not true. And I think that we can both agree.
What do you mean that's not true?
It's an impossible task. It's not true that something needs to be done about Hamas. I don't agree with that framework. And
yeah, I agree with that too. It is not up to the West. It is not up to the West to decide that. It is up to the Palestinians.
The parameters of that debate.
Why?
Because Israel's been committing ethnic cleansing and genocidal policies against the Palestinians for 70
but Hamas
plus
literally
years.
has
and
a charter.
Yeah,
but Abby, hang on. Hamas literally has a stated charter
of
the elimination
another bingo, the charter routine. Yeah, more on Hasbara bingo. So in the routine of the propaganda that they always do in order to try to change the subject and excuse the genocide, they always say, yeah, but what about the charter? What about the charter?
Israel. That is the purest personification of a publicly stated policy of genocide.
Yeah, they love to bring up the charter from like the 80s without ever mentioning that actually it was like 2 people that were contributed to that charter and they updated in 2017. Okay. Right. And that's the other thing. Somebody who just mentioned that, Flux just mentioned, that you're totally right about. They always want to talk about the charter, the Hamas charter, but they never want to talk about the Likud charter, which says from the river to the sea. Oh, no, not the charter. Yeah, human shields, charter, right to defend ourselves.
That's not
I can
true,
imagine.
That's not true. Their revised charter says that they actually recognize the existence of the Israeli state among 1967 borders. That's the revised charter. And they actually make a political differentiation between Zionism and Judaism.
So
that's
when
the
their
actual
official
charter of
spokesman,
Hamas. So you keep pointing to a random spokesperson. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not random. He's the official spokesman for Hamas.
Right.
And he said literally 2 weeks after October the 7th, we are going to do this again and again and again. That is an existential genocidal threat to the existence of everyone in Israel. Clearly. Said.
First of all, pause. SS, like, we're not going over that right now. I don't know why you're coming in here and like demanding me to do what you want me to do. This guy is Palestinian. There is evidence he is Palestinian. It is not my job to do that work for you. If you want to confirm that he's Palestinian, go look it up yourself. There is plenty of evidence, including the fact that his dad was one of the co-founders of the Hamas, that he is Palestinian. So, like, seriously. I'm not trying to be rude, but like, it's like embarrassing when like people will act like really demanding of something that's so easily fact checkable.
Publicly on camera. I mean, he's brazen about it.
Look, I think that when you're comparing one guy and his statement to literally
Oh, never mind. Now I don't mind being rude because whoever this is just called me sweetie. Don't call me sweetie, okay? Come in here, don't even give a fucking super chat and then think that you can call me sweetie. But yeah.
Dozens of genocidal statements. Okay, but look at the official spokespeople of Israel, Piers, and look at the actual genocide they're committing.
Yeah, you're right, AK.
You cannot compare the two. It's a complete false equivalency. One guy is saying one thing. The other dozens of Israeli ministers and cabinet officials and public media personas on TV are saying one thing and actually doing it on the ground.
You would allow Hamas to stay in power?
On the ground. It's not up to me, Piers. Hamas is representative of a large sector.
You've been expressing many opinions. What's your opinion?
First of all, thank you guys. Correct. Correct. Also, I like the fact that she said that. I know, Zach, a genocidal threat. I know. I just love that they're always talking about how, you know, if the Palestinians might, and if they made a genocidal statement, all this while an actual genocide is happening. All this while the Israelis are carrying out a genocide right now. In real life, they love to get stuck on these like hypotheticals of like, oh, well, maybe, and like, maybe, but like, but you're actually doing it now. And what she said there is absolutely correct. It is not up to the West to decide who the Palestinians have as their leader. We want to support the Palestinians. We want to free Palestine, but it is not up to us to decide what to do with Hamas. That is up to the Palestinians. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, Hamas has to go because of October 7th. Well, if that's the case, if Hamas has to go because of October 7th, then the entire Israeli government, all the way from Benjamin Netanyahu to everyone that's in the Knesset, then they all have to go. All of them. Because they've been terrorizing the Palestinians for decades and committing war crimes against the Palestinians for decades. So you want Hamas to go? Then there's the door. Get the clown car. Fit all of you guys in the clown car, bring your clown shoes, and go. Is how that needs to go.
Marwan Barghouti is the most popular unifying figure in Palestinian society. He would resoundingly win in an election against Hamas. So what this is about, this isn't about Hamas. This is about eliminating every faction of Palestinian resistance, peaceful or not. It is not about Hamas.
It's all about what Hamas did on October the 7th.
But Piers, I think we both know it's not. Because what is the military occupation founded upon? When did Hamas come into power? We know that this isn't just about Hamas. What was Israel doing in the West Bank the year prior to October 7th? They killed 500 Palestinians, 80 children. This is ethnic cleansing. This is a military occupation. As long as you have these policies in place, you will never get to the root of the violence, Piers.
All right, Mosab, there was an allegation there that you think all Muslims are terrorists. What's your response to what Abby Martin said?
Well, you know, this is Abby's desperate attempt to discredit me. I'm a man of the field. I fought against Hamas as part of legitimate intelligence organization against savage group that were targeting civilians in suicide bombing attacks, waves of suicide bombing attacks that they killed people indiscriminately. So Abby today want me for some reason to apologize for saving human life because my truth challenges her convenient truth.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so amazing. My truth? What is he? I'm sorry, is he like... He said my truth, right? Did I get that right? He sounds like an American teenager who's fighting with her dad about how she needs to break up with her boyfriend and she needs to get serious about school. And he's like, you know what? She's like, this is my truth. Okay, Dad. Listen, Daddy. I love him. And this is my truth. I know, seriously, it is like, it's giving Oprah. Like, for real. I already don't like that saying, okay? Because your truth can be whatever you want, Moab, but there's their truth, and then there's the truth.
Abby does not have the authority. She's just a self-appointed low-grade journalist. How can you be a journalist and you call this a genocide, ethnic cleansing? And she just keep repeating ethnic cleansing, genocide, colonialism, etc. None of it is real, including Palestine. It's only in your head. None of it is existential. Palestine was never born. How can you free it? It was never there. It's just a colonial entity, and some people choose to make it into a national identity. And this parrot has been just repeating Hamas propaganda. Marwan Barghouti that she's talking about him, she never met him. I knew Marwan before he got to power. He's a criminal. He killed 5 people. He has blood on his hands. He cheated on his wife. He has a secret son that he never revealed it to the public. Of course, I can criticize him, and I can criticize.
Okay, so as this guy's going on his rant, I want to bring up again I want to bring up, wait, you in general, the snitch is getting agitated. True. First of all, it's totally deranged. He's like losing his shit. And bringing up like that he cheated on his wife, or like what? This doesn't even make sense. Okay, it doesn't even make sense. So this, but also I really want to focus really quick on what he said about the Palestinians not existing. Deranged. Not only is it deranged, it's like, it's genocidal. It's that's ethnic cleansing talk. The Palestinians don't exist. And it's dangerous because how they continue to do whatever they want to the Palestinians and dehumanize them constantly is by basically saying they don't exist. Because if you don't exist, then you don't need any rights. If you don't exist, you don't need a state.
All the criminals that I know personally. She's been there only for a visit, and maybe she had some falafel sandwich, you know, and she really was blown away on the Palestinian experience. There is no such a thing as Palestine. It's about time to retire, find a different job. You're not a journalist. You don't qualify even to be a mother.
Wow.
Whoa.
Abby.
Mosab, you know, it's usually a public figure. If they were caught lying about half the things that they said, they would be completely discredited.
I like how she's just like, wow, anyway, you're a psycho. First of all, again, there he goes again with the genocidal talk of like, Palestine doesn't exist. Like, it's so deranged. It's psychotic. It's meant to encourage ethnic cleansing by saying that these people do not exist, that they don't deserve a state, that they don't deserve autonomy. This guy's sick. But I do also like how he loses his shit. You don't even deserve to be a mother. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's just so psychotic. I like how she can't help but laugh because he's so deranged.
And never allowed airtime. You are spewing such ahistorical anti-Arab bigotry that not even the fringe of Israeli society would agree with you. I mean, not even Israeli historians agree.
I'm not anti-Arab. I am Arab. I am Arab. This is my ethnicity. Islam is just
anti-Muslim bigotry.
I am not a Muslim.
Mosab.
We are Arab.
He's like, Mosab, please stop being
an anti-Muslim bigotry, which is frankly appalling considering that there's a billion people on the planet who would be characterized as you as, you know, extremists who need to be used force against, according to you. But Mosab, not even Israeli historians would agree with the fact that you claim that there's no military occupation in the West Bank, that there's no apartheid state. Israelis at least admit, yes, those things exist, but here's why they're necessary and justified.
Right,
they don't even agree.
Right. That's a great point that Abby made. She's right. This guy is so off his fucking rocker doing propaganda for the Zionists that he's just saying that not only does Palestine not exist, not only does not being Palestinian exist, but then he's also lying and acting like there's no apartheid or occupation in the occupied West Bank. something that most Israelis acknowledge, as she said. They'll come up with a bunch of excuses and bullshit as to why it's necessary for their protection and blah, 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 that we keep these people in open air prisons and we treat them like animals. It's for our protection. But like, they'll still acknowledge it's there. This clown is like pretending it's not even happening. Please.
With you, you're so fringe that I don't even know where you're coming from. I mean, so again, if we can't even agree with the basic facts of the conflict and the reality in front of our eyes, I don't know how we can really even discuss this.
Yeah, because you don't qualify.
Well, I think the political credentials. Listen, everyone's entitled to an opinion.
Piers, best case scenario, if there is an occupation, it's between Israel and Jordan, or it's between Israel and Egypt, because it was not an occupation of a country called Palestine. There was never Palestine in history. This is not an absurd statement. It's reality. Palestine never exists. That was not a country. It was not a nation. It's not an ethnic group. We are Arabs. We are the Arabs of Judea and Samaria. And when I was born, like millions of Palestinians, we had Jordanian birth certificate. The people of Gaza were Egyptian with Egyptian birth certificate. There was no Palestine. Yeah,
that's not even true. Like, I've seen Palestinian passports. Someone mentioned earlier in the chat that Golda Meir, who was like the first like Israeli prime minister, had a Palestinian passport. So this guy is claiming that there was never a Palestine, that people who were Palestinian were actually just either Jordanian or Egyptian. It's like, no, bro, you're literally that just isn't true. There were people that had Palestinian passports. In fact, I read an article where there was like a Jewish Holocaust survivor that had fled to Palestine and swore allegiance to Palestine and got a Palestinian passport, like back in the 40s. So total lies, total propaganda. If he's saying that we're talking about countries that didn't exist, Israel didn't exist before, what was it, 48? So please.
Yasser Arafat created this entity and everybody believed him. And this lie must die. This is why I don't like what Abby and her likes doing by trying.
Yasser Arafat created Palestine? That doesn't even make sense. Yasser Arafat was not like in charge at the beginning of Palestine. What? That doesn't even make, what do you say to that?
Delegitimize Israel. She's trying to discredit me. Who gave you the authority? How dare you?
You are a spy.
You're
a spy for Israeli intelligence, Mosab.
It is not funny. It's not funny. Your tale, your false narrative need to stop because you are creating chaos. Listen, Abby, you are bringing chaos to the United States and you will be held accountable.
Accountable?
You are just a criminal like them.
Sure. Okay, Mosab.
First of all, why is he threatening her? Oh, yeah? You'll come back and you will be held accountable. I also do like how he is talking to her like he's her father or her husband and putting her in her place. You don't talk to me like that. You will listen to what I say, little lady. You will be held accountable. I will threaten you. It's like, bro, like, I don't know why you're threatening her. And also, like, you're not her dad or her husband. I don't know why you're talking to her like that. Yeah, he's so embarrassing. It's almost like parody.
You can't be taken seriously, and you're not legitimate because you have worked for Israeli intelligence to out your own people. But listen,
sooner or later you
can't discredit
realize
my reality as well. You can't discredit my reality as well.
Sooner or later, you and your likes. And yes, he literally worked for the Israeli intelligence services, like actual spy.
I was in the West Bank. I had assault rifles pointed at my head from a 17-year-old American from Palo Alto. That's an occupation.
You are in my domain right now.
That's a military occupation.
Okay, you are in my domain. When you come to my domain, you have to pay respect. You have to respect all the effort that I put to save human lives, and you cannot reduce that into some propaganda. Because
why on earth would I respect you for putting the
I love that so much. I love that so much. You're in my domain, and as you are in my domain, you will respect me. You will respect me while you're in my domain. Like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing. How embarrassing. I'm sorry, are you her father? Like, what is happening? You will respect me. Oh my gosh, like full on tantrum. Full on tantrum. You will respect me.
Mosab, you put the most unifying, popular Palestinian figure, you are credited to putting him in prison. This is someone who would win an election against Hamas. He is a peace activist. He was fighting for a two-state solution. This isn't about Hamas, and you know it. This is about you shutting down, tamping down on all factions of Palestinian society. And let's be clear, what is Palestine supposed to do? What are Palestinians supposed to do when in 2018, thousands of Palestinians in Gaza marched peacefully to this fortified perimeter fence that Israeli snipers have authorized themselves to shoot, to kill, and that's exactly what they did. They massacred over 200 peaceful demonstrators, medics, press, journalists, clearly marked press, disabled people in wheelchairs, and children. These are all.
I saw that in the documentary that Abby Martin did about the Great March of Return and how the Israeli snipers were literally shooting people that were in wheelchairs. Like how many, it doesn't get much darker than going after and murdering somebody in a wheelchair. And yes, they were shooting medics too. Like there were medics trying to run to the aid of Palestinians that had been shot by Israeli snipers, and then they would shoot the medics as they were trying to get the people. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. Yeah, this guy is so incredibly embarrassing. I actually can't. And he looks psycho. He looks demon possessed. You will respect me.
Violations of international law and the Geneva Convention. Israeli snipers pushed up behind sand
sorry to
dunes,
keep
picked people.
I know you guys, but we won't respect you because again, what this guy is for, okay? What he is for is to go and do propaganda on behalf of the Israeli regime. And he is also there to confuse people. Okay. That's what these sellouts do, who sell out and betray their own people. They're there to confuse people so that if you're a person who really doesn't know that much about what's going on and you see him, you think, oh, he must be really credible because he's Palestinian and he's related to the Hamas guy. So he must know what he's talking about. So it's meant to deceive you. It's meant to get, AK says who's buying that, but I'm trying to explain that, if you guys are here, I'm not talking to you because you clearly are cued in. I'm talking for the regular person. If a regular person who is not totally into watching what's going on, learning about what's going on, educating themselves about what's going on, and they just hear this guy, that's what he's there for. He's not there to, convince any of us who actually know what's going on. He's there to do propaganda and convince the kind of people that are just in Piers Morgan's audience or Cuomo's audience or any of the audiences of the places that he goes on. He is there to confuse the audience so that they go, oh, you know what? He must have a point. He must be credible. After all, he is Palestinian. That's exactly what he's for. Again, he's not there for us, for anybody who knows. He's there to confuse people. That is the point of Hasbara. That is the point of propaganda. Okay? And that is why they don't, and it shows what horseshit all these people are, because what he should be required to do, he should be required to admit and disclose the fact that he is an Israeli spy. That's what he should be required to do. He should be required every single time he goes on one of these shows to admit and disclose that he's an Israeli spy, but he won't. And most of the time, people don't say anything about it, and he just gets away with lying and lying and lying. The only reason why it came out on here is because Abby Martin called him out.
Off one by one in a methodical slaughter over the course of several months. That's when Palestinians tried to peacefully protest. So I think the question should be, what should Palestinians do? Because they're not even allowed to advocate for their legal rights. They're not even allowed to raise up a Palestinian flag. I visited a place called Sebastia in the occupied West Bank, and Palestinians were shot and in the hospital for simply erecting a Palestinian flag on a hilltop several days prior. This is the brutal reality of military occupation in the West Bank, Mosab. I mean, I want the violence to end. I empathize with the victims of both sides of this. And that's why I want to get to the root of the conflict. Yes, I don't go out there and say Jews can't be trusted like you say about Muslims. I empathize with all civilian life. I believe and cherish the sanctity of human life. And that's why I want to get to the root of why violence occurs, Mosab. And
let me ask Mosab a question. Do you agree with the principle that Palestinians should be entitled to exactly the same human rights as Israelis?
Listen, the suffering of the Arabians, again, stop calling them Palestinians. They are not Palestinians. We are Arabs. We are.
Yes, they are. Who does this guy? Sorry, guys, I had to pee. Could you still hear the show while I was peeing? First of all, I love how he's like, stop calling them Palestinians. They're Arabs. It's like, I'm sorry, who are you? You speak? You're the spokesperson for Palestinians? No, bro. No, bro. You do not speak on behalf of Palestinians. You speak on behalf of Mossad.
Are the Arabs of Judea and Samaria and Israel and the Jewish people have
Palestinians
no
call themselves Palestinians
of their state? Well, you gave them that name. You forced the international community and the rest of the world.
All right, well, let me rephrase the question. Should the people who live in Gaza and on the West Bank, should they be entitled to the same human rights as Israelis?
If they have equal responsibility as the decent citizens of the state of Israel, that.
Are you kidding me? Zero got me wanting to pay her rent. I don't know if you're talking about Abby Martin or me, but if you're talking about me, I'll take it. Super chat's open, Venmo's open. Okay, when he said, yeah, no, you're right, man Isle. Arabian isn't the same as Arabs. True. Also, I like how he's like, stop calling them Palestinians. He's like, they call themselves Palestinians. And then he said, you made that up. The international community made that up. Are you kidding me? Palestine existed like a long time before the international community was actually set up as a body. Like we're talking about, wait, first of all, he contradicted himself because first he said it was, what is his name? Yasser Arafat. First he said that it was Yasser Arafat who created Palestine. Now he's saying that it was the international community, of which he means the UN, that created Palestine. The UN came out of World War II. The UN was created just like the Geneva Conventions after World War II. It was always Palestine. Yeah, maybe the name changed over the years, like in the Bible days, but actually Palestine comes from Philistine, which is in the Bible. It's always been Palestine. He's literally just making shit up.
That includes Arabs, Jews, Christians, and all other citizens of the state of Israel. Then yes,
they have
equal rights. But if they are not.
So according to this demon, according to this possessed demon, Israel has always existed, according to him, even though it was created after 1948. But Palestine, that's been around for thousands of years, has not. Okay, got it. My gosh. Absolute clown shoes.
If they are using violence, sending suicide bombers, and killing babies, kidnapping a 1-year-old, you know, how do you answer to the mothers and to the mothers of...
Oh, no, not the emotional appeal of the fact that they kidnapped a 1-year-old. You really are really doing that after all the babies that you guys have killed? After all the babies, thousands that the Israeli regime has bombed and killed. And you're really talking about the baby that was captured as a hostage as if you care about babies? Please. Thank you, F. Like, please. Get out of here.
The hostages and all those who got killed on October 7th. You know,
oh, yeah, we got to add that to our bingo card too, you guys. The hostages. The hostages that they do not care about. They do not give a shit. Don't ever let anyone make you believe they care about those hostages. They do not. Correct. True. Christ was a Palestinian refugee. True. In fact, for those of you who don't know Christian history, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, was actually born in the occupied West Bank. He's born in Bethlehem. Well, actually, I don't know if Bethlehem is part of the occupied West Bank, but he was born in Bethlehem. You guys can fact check me on that. Yeah, and what about the Palestinian hostages? How about them? How about the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Palestinian hostages in Israeli jails? But they always lie about that. People like Ben Shapiro will say, oh, they're all terrorists, convicted terrorists. Lies and nonsense. Rubbish. So many of the Palestinian hostages that are sitting in Israeli jails right now are people, kids, women, little boys that were 13 years old that got arrested for throwing a rock. Okay? So, and with no trial. So many of the people that are in Israeli jails went to jail with no trial. No due process, just got thrown in Israeli jail. Children, little boys, teenagers, women, okay? No due process. And then they want to call themselves a democracy. The only democracy in the Middle East. Really? How is that a democracy? You bitches just banned Al Jazeera. How is that a democracy? Where's the free press? Okay? So get out of here. Okay, good. Somebody just confirmed that for me. That Bethlehem, Jesus's birthplace, is in the occupied West Bank. Yeah, so when they talk about the only moral army, that's another one we got to put on the bingo card. So yeah, so yes, democracy, but no DNA test is allowed. It's amazing. Yeah, because they don't want to do their DNA and find out that their ancestry is Polish. Like, truly amazing. So it's just crazy. Yeah. So they need to get, yes, Iran backed. Yes. Yeah. So they need to talk about those hostages.
It's very easy to just try to delegitimize Israel. This is what Abby and her likes have been trying to do for so long, but they don't have the moral power to say what Hamas did, all the waves of suicide bombing attacks. October 7, that was a genocide. That was a genocide. Stop.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. Wait, are we really doing this routine? Are we really doing this routine? So October 7th, according to this guy, was a genocide. But what's happening now with over 40,000 people that have been massacred since then, that's not a genocide? This guy is a joke. This guy is a joke.
Spreading the false narrative. Now, regarding to the Arabs who live there, they need a decent police force. They need a good economy.
Yeah, and they also say it all started on October 7th. There was a ceasefire on the 6th. Lies. No, there wasn't. And another thing they like to do, people like him, is they like to bring up the suicide bombings in the early 2000s and late 90s or 80s during the intifadas. But I like how there's been so many massacres in Gaza and in Palestine over and over and over again for years. And they never mention those. They love to bring up the suicide bombings, but they never mention like Operation Cast Lead or any of the other massacres that have happened to the Palestinians in the last 40 years. But yeah, okay.
They need good education. And if they are able to integrate, then naturally could be a political entity based on their needs. But right now, when she say Palestine, who is? Islamic Jihad?
I'm sorry. How are they supposed to have a good economy when they are living in an open-air prison? Dr. M. Blakely, you have a Zionist in your chat. Oh, yikes. Who is it? I'll kick him out. I know, guys. I don't have a mod yet for this thing. Oh, I see. Okay. I just banned him. I just banned him. Thanks, guys, for calling that out. Yeah, just human, LOL. Yeah, good, nice name. Yeah, we're not doing that here. I don't have any time for that bullshit.
Fatah, Marwan Barghouti, Ismail Haniya, Hamas, Public Front. They
Hamas!
are so conflicted. They don't have agenda. They don't have leadership. They don't have legitimacy. This is an anarchy that has been going on for about 70 years.
Auspicious.
And it's about time for it to
I
stop.
kicked him out.
Now to transform, to integrate the society, we must protect the children.
Stop
And this is a priority number one before we talk about Palestinian state or whatever name you want to give it. That when we have a savage group, Islamists, by the name of Allah, hijacking and using children as human shields, their own children, after killing Jewish children, then this is a capital crime. We cannot blind our eyes. We have to deal with priorities. First, we remove this savage group out of power. If Abi's intention were proof.
Who's we? O'Day. I'm so sorry. O'Day. Abukov. 15. I don't know what that little symbol is near the 15, but whatever it is, thank you. Zionist talking points. Defend ourselves. Hamas. 40 beheaded babies after October 7th. The charter, the hostages, Hamas again, tunnels, anti-Semitism, moral harmony. Yeah, for real though, for real. They're still repeating the baby hoax. Like, unironically, they're still saying it. It's amazing.
Pro-peace. Then this is our intention that we should unify our efforts toward this main goal, first goal, priorities.
Man out,
then
yeah,
after that, we can talk about
like,
the future.
He cares about the
and
children.
This criminal, you call Marwan Barghouti in Israeli prison.
How are you supposed to differentiate who is and who is not Hamas when Israeli authorities have literally called almost every entity in Gazan society Hamas, including UNRWA? They even are calling students on college campuses Hamas.
Yes, that's such a great point. How are they supposed to differentiate who is Hamas and who is not when to them, everyone's Hamas? Literally, everyone's Hamas. Joe Biden is Hamas. College students are Hamas. I'm Hamas. Babies and incubators are Hamas. Abby Martin's Hamas. Everyone's Hamas. So how are they supposed to differentiate who's Hamas and who's not when, according to them, literally everyone is Hamas? Yeah, the bike chains, yes, they're Hamas. The pop-up tents from Amazon that the students got are Hamas. Yes, they literally called the students little my dead grandma's Hamas. The hostages are Hamas. Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's summary executions of doctors thrown in mass graves
True.
because they're called Hamas. So I'm sorry that this label has been rendered completely meaningless. And as far as the term human shields, look, there's been no evidence, according to Amnesty International, during past
no
lead
evidence.
and the 2014 onslaught and today. I mean, there is absolutely no evidence provided that Hamas uses human shields and that somehow justifies this heinous slaughter of predominantly women and children in Gaza. And even if they were literally standing behind hostages, you still can't just kill hundreds of people in a single airstrike because a Hamas commander is right there. And that's exactly what Israel is admittedly doing. Through AI, they're saying that they could kill up to 100 civilians for every Hamas official. It's absolutely outlandish.
But if a group like Hamas launches a terrorist attack on Israel that kills 1,200...
Yeah, that's the other thing. They always love to do the human shields routine, but like, even if they were using people as human shields, which they aren't, you can't just kill a hostage or somebody that they're using just because there's a bad guy standing behind them.
People. They take over 200 more people hostage, including babies and Holocaust survivors. That is a declaration of war, which they knew would lead to the kind of response we've seen from Israel. And Israel would argue, and they would have some sound argument to this, that if someone declares war on you in that manner and you respond, and in eliminating the terrorists who committed that heinous crime, civilian casualties are incurred, they would say that that is exactly what has happened in any other war in history. That the principle is the same, that the civilian loss of life is appalling, but that the principle of retaliating against a body of people who have committed one of the worst terror attacks in living memory, that is why they're doing it.
The worst terrorist attacks in living memory? No, that's not even true. That's not even true.
Piers, there's no symmetry between the two sides.
Exactly.
It's complete asymmetrical mass slaughter of women and kids.
Correct.
You know that.
Well,
and you
actually,
could also
Hamas
make the
did
same
commit a
argument for
mass
what
slaughter
preempted.
of women and kids. They did.
But,
you said there's no symmetry.
but Piers,
There's an absolute
No.
symmetry.
But there's no.
No, they didn't. He just said Hamas committed all these heinous acts against women and children. What? What? Insane.
No symmetry. There's no symmetry between an occupying colonizing force and the people that they're occupying and colonizing. You could obviously make the same argument that preempted October 7th, that it was a declaration of war to siege
Thank
Gaza,
you,
to
Absalom,
prevent
for the
aid from being in, to
$5.
shoot people that stray
I
too far out,
appreciate it
that are
so
fishing,
much.
that can't go get medical aid and are sentenced to death within Gaza. Is that not a declaration of war? Is it not a declaration of war to violate international law to maintain a brutal fascist military dictatorship in the West Bank? These all preempted October 7th. So it just keeps going back and back to what is the root of actual violence, Piers.
Okay, Mosab, I'll give the last word to you. Where do we get peace from all this hell?
Listen, naturally, if the Israeli protocol is not sufficient and it's not satisfactory to the expectations of Abby and many of her friends,
that's one
then
thing
I say, how about we punish Hamas by their own laws, by the Islamic law? Why don't we follow the Islamic protocol? In this case, the Islamic law says, behead all men and take all women and children as booty. This is their moral stand. So she say it's asymmetric. Well, we already know that. It's a very dirty war. We are dealing with people with the mentality of this.
I like how he admits it's asymmetrical. Like he's flailing now. Like she definitely crushed him, and then he's flailing. So he's like, well, we know it's asymmetrical. That's war. And you know what? I don't know what to do. I need to come up with a plan. Islam is scary. It's scary. They're gonna behead them.
The 7th century tribalism, it's not an easy mission for a democracy, for any country, for any modern army, for any civilized society to deal with this. So we need to be reasonable. I understand if people are anti-war and they are pro-children, pro-life, me too. But sometimes we have to make very difficult choices. And Israel was really pushed to the corner. Israel is fighting for its very existence. I am fighting for my very existence. I didn't.
LOL. Yeah, Reno, we know that that's not true. These people are out of control liars. Like, also, I like how he goes, I like how he goes out of his way to be like, Israel's fighting for its very existence. Seriously? Get out of here. They're such drama queens. This guy, I'm fighting for my very existence. Are you though? Like, no one cares. No one cares, sir. I need the laughs. I started crying this morning when B-Son came up on my feed and I read. Yeah, no, I hear that. Thank you, AK. I'm sorry. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's exactly the reason why you need to be able to make fun of the propagandists. At least for me, the way I process grief oftentimes is through laughter. I also think that laughter is a great propaganda tool because, like, and by propaganda isn't always a bad thing. It's like sometimes just the way you get your message across. So messaging wise, I feel like, or spreading information, I feel like laughter is a great way to do that. That's why I roast these people all the time. That's why I parody them. That's why I make fun of them. And that's why we do stuff like this. Because I think that it's not only good to be able to laugh even in really, really dark times and really, really horrible times of grief, but I think it also helps spread the truth in the message. So I totally hear you. Because it is. If you're constantly only looking at the darkness and the horror that is happening, you can't move. And it's okay to have those moments. I have moments like that. I'll be on Twitter and I'll see something. I'll see a video of a Palestinian child or something. I'll hear something. I'll read something, and I will feel paralyzed by the grief and the sadness. and the injustice.
Did not kill any Arab. I did not kill any of their tribesmen, but they want me to exist. Why? Because I criticize their religion. I criticize their stupid ideas that are leading towards global chaos. And instead of spreading the narrative, the victim narrative, what we need to do actually, we need to localize it, not globalize it. And we need to be reasonable of our expectations from a democracy in the middle of crisis.
Okay. Mosab Yousef, Abby Martin.
Right.
It was a spirited debate. I think I learned, as I always do from these debates, I learned a little bit more than I knew before. So thank you both very much indeed.
Bro, that was amazing. That was amazing. Truly. Truly. Yeah, spirited. That's one way to put it. That's one way to put it. Okay, so this guy is literally Mossad. All right, let's just look over this psycho. Trigger warning to have to see his picture. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't learn anything. Get out of here. Okay. Sorry, guys. I coughed. Mosab Yousef. Okay. So, and he keeps coming on because he's an authority. Why? Like, what is he an authority on? For real, for real. Like, you're not authority on shit, bro. Mossad. Bro, I know. And there are so many of them because honestly, like, it literally pays so much to be like Hasbaras for the Israeli regime. Like, they really do pay the big bucks. They really do. That's why they project that he wrote his own Wikipedia. Oh my gosh. Did he really write his own Wikipedia? Oh, I spelled Mossad wrong. Execute his father if hostages are not free. Okay. Yeah, this is an old article. This is an old article. Son of Hamas founder was a mole for the Israelis, says Haaretz. And Haaretz is a Israeli newspaper or news outlet. Newspaper. I sound like Alan Dershowitz now. We're coming for them. We're coming from their boom boxes. Mosab Yousef, son of one of the four founders of the radical Islamist movement Hamas, is said to have spied for Israel for 10 years, 1 week ahead of him publishing his memoirs. He was a key mole for the Israeli intelligence inside the Islamist movement, helping thwart dozens of attacks, an Israeli newspaper reported Wednesday. He is nobody to us Palestinians, literally an unknown clown. He feels like a dirty juice that spills from the garbage bag. Oh, Dave, that is funny. Yeah, it's amazing. So he was like operating within Hamas and he was like spying for the Israeli regime. Like, what a creep. And just from like a human point of view, like, how do you sell out your dad like that? Like, let's just set aside for a second. Hamas, everything they stand for, what their project is, whatever. How do you sell out your own parent like that? Bro, I don't even like have a relationship with my parents really. And like, I would never do that. That is so messed up. Like, really, like you're really out here throwing your own family under the bus. Like, it's so crazy. So the son of Sheikh Hassan Yousef was condemned. Codenamed condemned. Codenamed the Green Prince by his handlers in the Shin Bet Internal Intelligence Agency. The article was based on extracts from his book, Son of Hamas, co-written by Yousef, who converted to Christianity 10 years ago and now lives in California. Oh, okay. I see. So, this is amazing. So he converted to Christianity, which is why he hates Islamists and Islam, and he lives in California. So he's basically a full-on fucking Westerner now, okay? So I'm sorry, answer me this. What authority then does he have to speak on the Palestinian struggle when he's basically said Palestinians don't exist? He has denounced his family and everything about his identity culturally and ethnically. And he basically is a Westerner. He's a Western Christian living in California. He's like a reverse settler in the West Bank. Like, what authority do you have? The revelations, if true, are a further blow to Hamas and its shadowy military wing. They follow accusations that an informer within the group aided the killers of the top Hamas operative in Dubai, an assassination widely blamed on Israel's Mossad, but for which no evidence has been made public. Hamas and Yousef's father denied that he could have had any access to the sensitive information. However, an article said that he was crucial in the arrest of Ibrahim Hamid, once the movement's military chief in the West Bank, and Abdullah Barghouti, the bomb maker behind the infamous 2001 suicide attack on a Sbarro restaurant in Jerusalem. He is also said to have played a role in the arrest of Marwan Barghouti, the senior Fatah leader considered the architect of the 2000 Intifada or uprising. That is so wild. Yeah, 100%. These people are absolutely detached from reality. Absolutely. Oops, I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, clearly he's been on this grift for a while. He was also... Yousef reportedly worked for the Shin Bet at the height of the uprising when Hamas carried out dozens of deadly suicide bombings in Israel, and Israel waged an all-out war on the group, killing many of its top leaders. Hey, where have I heard that before? That Israel was going to wage a war and wipe out Hamas and get all of its leaders, right? But they did that. Did it get rid of Hamas? No? Okay, that's what I thought. So that's just the whole when they go, we've got to eradicate Hamas. You know, they love that line. We got to eradicate Hamas. How'd that work out last time? You don't eradicate ideologies. But they know that. That's not really why they're doing it. Wait a second. Sheikh Hassan Yousef, a senior Hamas leader in the West Bank who was arrested in September 2005 and is still being held in an Israeli jail, denied that his son had access to Hamas secrets. Mosab was never an active member of Hamas in any capacity, either in the political or the armed wing, he said in a statement. LOL. So basically he's just made it up. Like he's pretending. You know what this is? Like he's pretending to have way more like insider information than he does. His dad's like, nah, that's not even true. Yeah, Mo, that's a really good point. It's like he tries to like look scary so that he can try to like make Palestinians look bad. Oh my gosh. Even his own dad is like, yeah, he's a liar. From 1996 When he was 17 years old, he faced blackmail and pressure from Israeli intelligence. And when he revealed his situation at the time, the sons of the movement were warned about him, the statement said. He faced blackmail and pressure from the Israeli intelligence. And when he revealed his situation at the time, the sons of the movement were warned about him. Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's not the only person that the Israeli regime has tried to pressure and try to get them to be collaborators. This obviously happened before. Just not everybody is a sellout. Israeli analysts said that the revelations were a deep blow for Hamas. Well, you should never believe anything Israel says or Israeli intelligence. Like, they literally always are lying. This is one of the worst possible things that could have happened to them. The son of a Hamas founder betraying them, said the leader of the Intelligence of Arab Affairs at Bahrain. However, he said that the book could also cause problems for Shin Bet, which has a long history of using Palestinian informants. Everything that is published about agents or the way they operate does not help. Yeah, like they lie all the time. They're always lying. Every accusation is a confession. Absolutely. They lie all the time. And they do try to manipulate and get informants all the time. But like I said, not everybody is a sellout who's going to just sell out their family in order to do, propaganda for Mossad. But they obviously lie all the time. Like, lying is like how they do. And also you'll notice that they were really excited about that prospect because they wanted to be able to use him for propaganda. Because what better way to do propaganda against the Palestinians than saying, look at this Palestinian guy we found. Yeah, totally. Totally. Just like a paid shill. Oh, I'm starting to get cold. Wow, what a joke. What a joke this guy is. Why does he have googly eyes? Wait, where's the photo? There was a photo. Never mind. There was like a googly-eyed photo of him. Whoa. Why? Why? Wait, where's that? Like, googly eyes. Googly eyes. A ponytail and googly eyes. Man aisle, yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, this is what that is. Correct. And it's like not even like, oh, he could be considered. No, he actually was literally a spy. Yes. He grew a beard to seem scary. True. Okay, wait. Were you saying look at the headlines? Are you talking about in the Google Photos? Wait. Wait, how is this not long hair and googly eyes? If we finish Hamas, son of Mosab. Oh my gosh. Bro, crazy, 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 crazy. Israel should kill the leaders after ceasefire. Ugh. Delusional. Yeah, this guy is so insane. Good for Abby Martin for putting up with that. Like, really. Like, I feel bad for her that she had to endure that, but good for her for putting up with that insanity. Oh my gosh. They're just evil. Yeah, it's really dark. It's really dark. Yeah, she did a great job. She really did. She did a great job. Yeah. You guys like my sweater? I'm cold. He had an interview on CNN before 14 years. Yeah. He lives in California. Yeah, he better not go back. Totally unhinged, giant liar. Again, just a mouthpiece for propaganda. I would love to have Medea Benjamin on. I would love that. Yeah. There's a lot of people I would love to have on. I would love to have like a, like maybe like one of my streams a week like has like a interview or like me like talking to somebody like that or an activist. Like that would be awesome. I would love that. I need to figure out how to do that and like how to get a hold of them. No, I haven't seen the debate with Mark Lamont Hill yet. I'm going to watch it though. You're talking about the one with Destiny, right? Was it the one with Destiny or was it the one with Destiny or the one with, was it Mosab? Oh, Mosab. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys want me to talk to someone, like interview somebody or talk to somebody or maybe do like a live with somebody or whatever, just start tagging me in their tweets and like saying like, hey, you should go on Blakely's show. Also, I'm actually surprised. You guys didn't say anything about my beautifully designed new YouTube shop. You didn't say anything about my beautifully designed shirt. Mr. Vanilla, you're a fantastic moron. Yeah, so I made 2 shirts for my YouTube store. And whoa, what just happened? Where did those balloons come from? What is that? What is that? What were those balloons from? Did you guys see that? The balloons? Yeah, so there's definitely a list of people I would love to have on and talk to. One of them being Abby Martin, Norm Finkelstein, like a bunch of like people I think would be really cool to talk to. So yeah, just start tagging me in their comments and being like, let her on, have her on. And Zionist spy balloons. And also tag me in the Young Turks videos because I want to go on their show and they still haven't invited me on. Why haven't they invited me on? Also, anyway, but guys, I just made a unknown. I don't know. Unknown, thank you so much. Unknown 2020. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, guys, start tagging me in 2 shows I want you guys to start tagging me in to try to get me on is I want to go on TYT and I want to go on the Majority Report. I would love to go on the Majority Report. In fact, I live in New York, so I could just go on in real life. Like they film in Brooklyn. Anyway, oh yes, you're right, Mo. Get me on with Hassan. Yes, get me on with Hassan. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that would be cool. But guys, I wanted to get your thoughts on my new amazing shirt. Nobody said anything about my shirts. No one. You guys didn't say anything about my shirt that I thought was so cool. Okay, I'm screen sharing with you since you guys didn't say anything. Wait. Bro, somebody's there are all these other different Blakeleys coming up when I try to like YouTube myself. Like, what? Like, who are all you? Why? Bro. That is so crazy and annoying that, like, when I search myself on YouTube, like trying to go to YouTube or whatever, it doesn't even come up. Okay, I just want to show you guys this and have you tell me that you at least like them. But like, I am amazed, okay? And this was exciting, right? Okay, so you guys have seen the Hamas lighting shirt. I've worn it before. But what I really wanted to show you guys, because I was really proud of it, was the colonizer shirt I made. Listen, you fuck. Listen, you fuck. Wait. Wait, where is it? What am I trying to... Hold on. No! No, this is so annoying. I'm like so like annoyed. Like this is what... Okay, this is what I was looking for. Listen, you fuck. You say Hamas, I say fuck you. And you want to know the really great thing about this shirt, okay? That I was really excited about is that because we didn't want to get like any type of copyright violation or anything, and I don't want this clown to like get anything, I actually asked my niece to draw it. So my niece drew that photo, and then I added the colonizer and listen, you fuck. Yeah, didn't she? My niece is 14. She did a great job. I love it. So anyway, I'm waiting for it. So like I set up my shop last week and I ordered samples for myself of the shirts, and like I already had the Hamas shirt, the Hamas lighting shirt, but I'm waiting for this one to come. I'm so excited. And when it does, I'm going to wear it in my live. Absolute Joes, you have to learn about SEO. Yeah, I've been told that. Some people have told me that before, that were like you have to understand SEO in order to get your YouTube to like rank in Google. I don't really understand any of that. We need the son of Hamas one. Yes. That is such a great idea. That is such a great idea. Oh, you know what I'm going to do then? I will in my Discord, because I told you guys I'm going to get a Discord. I'm going to create a Discord for us where like we can do the Hamas bingo thing or the Hasbara bingo. And then yes. And you know what we can do? You guys can tell me what you would like to see in products. Like things that are funny, things that like you would like to see like in my shop. Like someone just wrote the charter on hats. Yes. Yeah. So when I start the Discord, you guys can tell me like what you want to see like in the store. Biden, yes, I'll make one. Biden is Hamas. I'll make one like that. Yes. Oh man, this is gonna be fun, you guys. God bless you both. Okay, all right, cool. No, this will be fun. This will be fun. How do I yes, but Hamas. Oh yeah, a shirt with an upside down red triangle. Yes. I also designed a shirt. Wait, who's still in the chat that's Palestinian? I want to know. I want to get your opinion really quick on whether or not you think this is offensive. Raise your hand in the comments if you guys are still in here. Palestinians are still in here. Okay. One of the things that I want to show you, and you can tell me if you think it's offensive or not. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Can you guys see that? Do you guys see that? I'll be home for a Hamas. Yes. Yes. Yes, Amor. Right around Christmas. Okay, guys. O'Day, other Palestinians in the chat. Let me know if you guys think that my little design is offensive to you, and I can explain to you why I designed it. You guys know that's not Sudan, it's Palestine. Oh, I was trying to like be creative, but I guess it backfired because you're right, Palestine. Okay. I guess I was trying to get cute with different colors and stuff, but I guess I messed it up. Yeah, no, I know that the triangle is red, but I was trying to like do it like I was trying to like make it creative. I didn't realize that that was the Sudanese flag. I thought the Sudanese flag was like blue and yellow. Yeah, anyway, I was trying to like make it cute and creative, but you're right. Forget that. I'm a piece of shit. I'm nothing. I'll fix that. Okay. Yeah, I will. O'Day, I'll correct the colors. Anyway, the reason why I made this is because I thought it would be so cute to have. Well, let me explain, guys. Let me explain the reason why I was asking if you might think it's offensive is because you know how we always see the propaganda of like yikes people with like the Israeli flag with the American flag? Like people always making like ugly ass wait, where is it? Shoes. Like, have you guys seen these hideous fucking things? Like, what on God's green earth? Like, what? Yikes. You know what I mean? So, like, yikes. Okay. So, let me explain really, really quick why I did that. So, I did that because I got tired of people using my flag as an American citizen for their ugly, ugly, ugly flag, for their bullshit flag. Okay. So I know they're hideous shoes. So, but you guys, but what you guys know what I mean, right? Like there are a lot of people that will wear Israeli flag shit or like with the American flag. And for me, just personally, as an American, as a patriot who loves my country despite our issues, I find that offensive. I find it offensive. I don't want that shit near my flag. Okay. And so I decided, since you always see Israel, true, I know, it is the United States of Israel, not even denying that, guys. I know, United States of Israel, owned by Israel. We saw the comments that came out of our Congress, our senators, saying that they trusted Israel more than they trusted our State Department. Amazing. Okay, so we know that it's owned by Israel. But my point is, and I'm getting distracted, okay? The reason I find that offensive, and I never see anybody using the American flag near like a Palestinian flag, like ever. I've seen so much of this shit from the Israeli flag, but I never see anything with the Palestinian flag. So anyway, the point of my design, even though I accidentally used the Sudanese flag like an idiot, was that I wanted to make something that was like pretty and creative that combined the American and the Palestinian flag the way. I'm not saying I'm going to put it on shoes, you guys. I was just using it as an example to like show you that they do that. But the reason why I did that is because I never see anybody put anything together. I never see them together. I always see people putting the Israeli and the American flag together, but I never see anyone put the Palestinian and the American flag together. So I wanted to make one for myself, since I am an American who loves Palestine and stands with the Palestinians. So, yeah, so I don't know. I just don't want to do it if it's like offensive. Oh yeah, Wolf, I'm not saying I like made it up. I'm just saying I don't see it. I don't ever see it. I don't see products like that. So I thought that no, Mohammed, I don't mean modifying the flag. I mean putting them together like you see them do with Israel. You can do two-hand shaking. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to do it to like have a shirt or something, or like a flag that I could put in the background of mine, you know, to let people know that that's where I stand. That's the solidarity that I have, is with the Palestinian people. I literally only care what Palestinians have to think about this. So like, if you're white, like, I don't care what you have to say about this. Rednecks would probably hate it. Rednecks would probably hate it. But I don't care. I don't give a care. I'm not Palestinian, though. I'm just another Arab. Well, then, Sufran, according to what's his bucket, Moab, everyone's Arab. But no, I appreciate your input as well, even if you're not Palestinian, if you are Arab, of any descent from any cultural or ethnic background. I appreciate your input. I just don't want like white people being like, you have a pin with a USA and Palestinian flag? That's awesome. An American flag with the kafia. Yeah, I want to do something like that for myself. Like to have something that just shows my love for them together. And like I said, I just want to do it because I'm not saying like, oh, this hasn't been done before. I'm saying I don't see it. I constantly see agitprop and propaganda and clothing that has the American flag mixed or alongside the Israeli flag, and I do not like it. I find it offensive because I don't want to be sharing it with this terror state. This state. But yeah. All right, good. I'm glad I got your input. Said we were Arabs. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like maybe we should make a Mosab shirt. Exactly, beautiful Rose. That is well put. The corporations and our ruling class is with Israel, but the people are with Palestine. That is right. Any effort in supporting us is hugely appreciated. We never hoped that people in the West would truly. Oh, I love that, O'Day. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Thank you for whatever. I don't even know what this is, but thank you for that. And thank you for saying that. I love that. Just his face staring at the caption. My domain. Oh my gosh. Oh man, you guys are making me laugh. Everyone should be concerned about the treatment of Palestinians. Exactly. And honestly, a lot of the people who are in the West are waking up to this and do care about what's happening in Gaza and do stand with the Palestinians. So much of the West not caring about it before was because, A, if people did hear about it, they were brainwashed into thinking that Israel were just these victims that were trying to defend their existence from the terrorist Arabs in Palestine, or they didn't know about it at all. Like, they didn't know about it at all. Yes. Yeah. I agree. Oh yeah, the booing at Eurovision was so based. I was like, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, you guys. Yes, I'm going to be having to work on it. Takes me a while though. All right, you guys, I am going to get going because I have to do some more reading and catching up on the news so that I can make more content for you guys and make sure that I'm in the loop. I'm going to be catching up on what's happening in Rafah, doing more reading. Thank you, Cher Khan. Yes, you're right, Jamil. Another shirt idea. Where is he? Yes. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who donated like super chats and sent stickers and stuff. I really appreciate you. The person who said they were going to pay my rent, my Venmo is open. Thank you. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube and all of that. And if you can, become a member on my Ko-Fi, which I think I'm going to, just to become a supporting member, just because, they're always trying to come after me. And I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for making fun of these clowns with me. I had a lot of fun with you guys on this stream. Oh, I said that somewhat jokingly, Mohammed, because my rent's like almost $3,000 and the person said, I'll pay your rent. So I was kind of just like joking back. I don't expect anybody to give me $3,000. And oh, you're right. Thank you, Zach, for reminding me to make a Discord. Yes, make a Discord. How do I invite you guys though? Or do you guys just find it? Do I need to invite you? Thank you, Blixel. Thank you. Do I have a schedule for streaming? Do I need to invite people to the Discord or you guys can just find it, right? Oh, put it in my link tree. Yes. Also community post. Yes. Good. No, you're right. Put it in the community post, share the link, and then also you can put it in the next live chat. Okay. And the link in bio thing. Okay. Invite link and share. Okay. All right. I will. Cool. And my link tree. I need to put my link tree in my YouTube. Okay. All right. I'm going to go. I got to pee again. I love you guys. And yes, I am working on a schedule I'm trying to be consistent with. I just haven't come up with a schedule yet because I'm going to be traveling and I don't want to say it's going to be a certain day if I can't. So I'm still trying to figure out. But for now, I think my next one's going to be on Monday. We're all Hamas will fight you. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Joshua, that was funny. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to make that Discord and I'm going to put that in there and I'm going to add my link tree. All right, love every one of you. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Long live the resistance. Everything is Hamas. Bye, everyone.